Y'all, grab your tea mugs and brace yourselves because the internet is in full meltdown mode again. And of course, Kanye West is at the center of the storm. And if that wasn't messy enough, Shannon Sharpe just got slapped with a $50 million lawsuit, and Monique tried to warn him. Oh, and did I mention Jeffree Starr? Yep, let's get into it. So let's start with Mr. West. Kanye is back trending for all the wrong reasons. Again. And baby, this time it's darker than usual. Yeezy dropped a song called Cousin and paired it with a tweet that made the internet collectively clutch its pearls. It reads, "This song is called Cousins, about my cousin that's locked in jail for life for killing a pregnant lady a few years after I told him we wouldn't look at dirty magazines together anymore." Perhaps in my self-centered mess, I felt it was my fault that I showed him those dirty magazines when he was 6, and then we acted out what we saw. My dad had Playboy magazines, but the magazines I found in the top of my mom's closet were different. My name is Ye, and I sucked my cousin's D till I was 14, like, why would you share that with the world? We didn't ask. Nobody asked. And now we can't unhear it. Naturally, the internet went into full-blown chaos. Some people were deeply disturbed. Others questioned if Kanye was projecting trauma or making things up. And a few felt he was using art to deal with something from his past. But the real question is, was Kanye the victim, the abuser, or both? Because while they were both minors, it still raised major red flags about where this behavior came from. And listen, I'm not here to armchair diagnose, but it's clear Kanye has some heavy, unresolved trauma. And instead of seeking help, he's out here tweeting confessions like it's his diary and we're all his therapists. No, sir. But oh, it gets wilder. Once Kanye made that bombshell of a post, the rumors about his sexuality started swirling again. And who pops up? Azealia Banks, of course. She hopped online with a whole thread full of unfiltered, eyebrow-raising accusations. According to her, Kanye was romantically involved with the late Virgil Abloh, may or may not have had a situation with Elon Musk. Girl, what? And allegedly had a moment with Diddy caught on tape. She threw in Jay-Z, Travis Scott, and Drake just for seasoning, y'all, talking about who said no homo and who supposedly passed. Now, I don't know what kind of fan fiction this was, but Azealia was on one that day. And then, just when you thought the clown show was over, Jeffree Starr jumps into the conversation like, hey, remember me? Because if you recall, a few years ago, there were rumors that Jeffree and Kanye had a thing going on in Wyoming. Jeffree denied it back then, but now, he tweeted, okay, F it, the rumors were true. Oh, now whether Jeffree was trolling or being messy for attention, who knows? But considering how dark and painful Kanye's tweet was, a little decorum wouldn't hurt. Y'all can be messy later. Right now, this man clearly needs some real help, not a trending hashtag. Even Tokyo Toni, yes, Blac Chyna's mama, had to step in and defend Kim Kardashian. And you know she's had her fair share of beef with the Kardashians. But sis was like, Kim tried. To help him, she cleared your debts. She loved you. Her mama got you the best doctors. You refused. This broke your marriage, and now the support system is gone. This is why he continues. His yes men put him against Kim because they did not want him to get help. They cannot take advantage of him if Kim is there. These people break your support system, and then they break you. And honestly, she might be onto something. Now, let's talk about Shannon Sharpe. As if this week wasn't messy enough, now Shannon Sharpe's name is being dragged all over the headlines because his ex-girlfriend, Gabriella, is suing him for $50 million. Yes, million with an M. Gabriella's accusing him of assault, coercion, manipulation, recording her without consent, and causing emotional distress. She even pulled receipts about that time Shannon accidentally, or not so accidentally, went live while getting freaky with a woman named Michelle. If you remember that clip, you already know it was a hot mess and way too much for the timeline. But here's where it gets tricky. Gabriella is being represented by Tony Busby, who has a history of going after high-profile men with civil suits. He tried it with Jay-Z, who fought back and won. So the moment his name came up, people started giving Gabriella's claims the side-eye. Plus, she never went to the police, just straight to court with a $50 million lawsuit. Coincidence or convenient? Shannon's legal team came out swinging, saying Gabriella is trying to extort him using a secretly recorded and heavily edited video from one of their encounters. They say the relationship was consensual, transactional, and very much initiated by her, complete with freaky texts asking for all kinds of things. One message allegedly had her begging for $25,000 per cheek, talking about she wanted a baby, and even throwing in some bizarre dog collar requests. Now listen, whatever Shannon and Gabriella were doing behind closed doors is their business. But child, these messages don't help her credibility. It's giving revenge cash grab, not victim seeking justice. Still, none of that excuses Shannon's choices. Because let's be real, he's in his 50s, and Gabriella was allegedly barely 20 when they started dating. What's he doing chasing young escorts when he's got million-dollar deals on the line? Even Auntie Monique tried to warn him, child.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby needs. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
I said what we were all thinking, that Shannon needs to sit down somewhere, find a woman his own age, and stop playing in these young girls' DMs. Somebody that loves him for him and not his checkbook. Because if Shannon had used just a little wisdom and common sense, he wouldn't be caught up in this circus. But here we are. And now a $100 million deal could be hanging in the balance. Y'all, this week has been too much. Between Kanye's shocking confessions, Jeffree Starr trying to stir the pot, and Shannon's messy legal drama, I need a nap. But let me know what y'all think. Is Kanye spiraling deeper? Or is he just crying out for help in the worst possible way? Do you believe Gabriella's lawsuit, or is it all a setup? Sound off in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all next time here on Renee's Tea.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.